You might not think there's been a lot of innovation in truck toolboxes in a long time, but we've actually seen several different improvements over the years. But Decked, they hooked us up with their truck toolbox and showed us something we've never seen before. We're going to walk you through all the ins and outs of this toolbox and help you decide if it's right for you. So the first thing you're going to notice on this toolbox is the construction. And I was a little concerned about using high impact resin on a truck box because typically what happens is over time the box begins to sag. But on the other hand, resin is such a great material because you can mold it in any shape, way, or fashion that you want to. And in that regard, it's a lot better than steel or aluminum. So what Decked did to deal with the durability and the sagging is they've reinforced the box. So you can see the aluminum here on the side. Let's go ahead and open it up, and we've got reinforcement up here in the lid. And so what they've done is created a system where they can use resin, the high impact resin, to create the box, but you don't have to worry about the sag and the durability over time. So big win right there. Now, as long as we got the box open, let's talk about a few other things that we can see right off the bat. And one of them is this gasket running right along here, and you can see right where it intersects with the box down here. Now this is important for a couple of reasons. So for number one, it's going to make the system waterproof for us. That's a big deal. But also, once the box is closed, the way that these things interface, you really can't get a pry bar up there in a way that's going to allow you to pop the box open. That's a pretty big deal. So now over here, you know, this is just our regular side. We'll walk around to the other side. Here's where you're going to lock it right here. Single key right there, no big deal. And as long as we're talking about opening, notice we've got our side handle here. This is a really easy opening. So just one hand, and it's going to lift right up. And what Decked did, notice we don't have any gas struts on the sides here. They've used torsion springs. And that's why you can sit there and just open the box with one hand. You're not having to reach into the middle. You're not having to grab a second hand and put it on there and make sure that you're lifting it up real heavy. And you can see it's doing a nice job of holding itself up. No big deal. It's a really good design right there. All right, so much for basics. Let's take a look at what's going on the inside of this box. Now we've got about 73 gallons of space here, and this is for a full-size truck. It's on a Ram 1500. I'm gonna step up into the bed here. And all of this comes with the box. So you've got, well, they call this a snack tray. It's a little guy, still got a couple of bow fishing arrowheads in there. And then you've got this organizer, which of course is removable. And then Decked also has other different storage systems and things that you can set inside the box that'll work for you. But the key feature, the one thing everybody's talking about with this box, is the ladder system. Now it is optional, but it folds right in, and we're going to get down on the ground here and pull this out in just a second. So it's always there for you. It's out of the way when you need it to be. So here we take a look, and it's a telescoping ladder. All right, so let's see if I can do this one-handed. It folds out, telescopes right there. You can see it moving, and then lifts out. Now, the big concern that we have right now is this going to scratch the side of my truck? The answer is no. It's going to come out far enough so that it doesn't. And then down here, these bottom two rung sections are going to lock into place. You can hear them lock right there, okay? So obviously we don't necessarily want to be climbing at this point, but that's where these telescopes come in. And now we can set it right where we want. We've got plenty of clearance on the side of the vehicle. And then we have our access. We can just step right up. I'm 215 pounds at the moment. I'm working on that. Give me a break. But then we can step up here and reach all this kind of stuff. I have 20-inch wheels on this Ram, and I've still got extra telescoping space. This will actually reach all the way up to about 5 feet if you need it to. But it's kind of tough to reach in here and grab stuff, especially trying to grab stuff in the middle of the box. I might be able to get this stuff right here on the side, but this lets me reach all the way into the middle, and I've got access to it. And you can see, step back a little bit here so you can see the broader view. Really nice system. Holds my weight. There's no stability issues whatsoever right there. Now, as far as collapsing it back goes, what I typically do is I'll lean it against my thigh so that I can reach both of these releases, and we'll click them in one at a time. Once we get them locked back in, then this whole thing is just going to go right back where it came from, and you're good to go. So a couple of questions that we have. One, what's the capacity of a box like this? And well, it'll hold 500 pounds, but It's also perfectly happy holding me. So, plenty of capacity in there for just about anything that you want to hold. The other question we have is whether or not that ladder is worth adding to it. It's certainly convenient, but the answer is absolutely. No matter whether you've got a truck my size or an even bigger one with bigger wheels, it's really, really convenient, really, really helpful. So let's talk price. The base box is going to be $899, and if you want the ladder, it's going to be $999. It's automatically installed when you order it that way, so good to go. Now, don't miss this point. The box has a lifetime warranty, and this is a made in the USA product along with all of Decked's products. So give that a lot of consideration when you want to know whether or not it's worth getting. When I first saw Decked Truck Toolbox, I immediately saw the value of having a ladder in there, but I was really concerned about that resin construction. But Decked took care of all of my concerns with the way that they reinforced it with metal. And what we end up with is a highly functional toolbox. It's a highly convenient toolbox, and I can't ignore the fact that it's a made in the USA product. We highly recommend it. Do you have any questions or feedback for us on this? Feel free to drop those in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.